Hello everyone, and welcome. You'll have to excuse the noise. There's some rapids not very far from here, and they're pretty loud. Hopefully the mic doesn't pick up too much of it. But we're out here today to have a little fire. I'm going to make a cup of tea, and we're going to have lunch. So I think the first thing we're going to do is set up our chair, and then we're going to go and gather a bit of firewood. So this is definitely dead, and it's been leaning like this for quite some time. It's got a little bit of snow on it, but looks to still be pretty hard, and it's actually broken off. So I think I'm going to drag this back to camp. We're going to cut it up and get our little fire going. Now I probably won't need all of this, so I'm going to cut up some. I've got a smaller branch here that I'm just going to break. Whatever I think I won't need, I will stand it up somewhere just so that it stays dry. And when I come back to this spot, which I come back to this spot quite often in the winter, I'll know I have a little bit of dry wood ready for me. So you may be wondering what I've been carrying around in my bag. I gathered up some more thick grass. I also have a little bit of finer grass. I didn't gather a whole lot of it. I already put my birch bark on the chair. I'm just going to make a bit of a nest with this. I'm going to put a chunk of birch bark in there just to build a little bit of a pocket. I have some finer birch bark which I want to place into the pocket. Ooh, that one was a little bit damp. It would still work, but... Okay, so... here's what we have. I also picked up a piece of cattail. So I'm going to break that up and try and dump some of this fluff into that pocket. Now I'll add just a little bit more birch bark on top, just to try and hold some of that fluff in there. And now what we're going to do is, I had sun when I got here, but now I'm in the shade, but there is a sunny area over there. And I have mentioned before that chaga is used to transport fire. So I'm going to bring the camera over there, and we're going to light the chaga using the sun, and then we'll come back here and light the fire. So I'm in a bit of a sunny spot. I've got my wallet Fresnel lens. Rough side goes up towards the sun. And I have my chunk of chaga. Now all I got to do is use my hand to find where that spot is. There it is on my hand. Bring the chaga up into it. And then pinpoint that. It's already starting to smoke. Leave it there for a few more seconds just to make sure it goes. I guess I gotta just a bit longer. I should be wearing my sunglasses for this, but I'm trying to hold it there and look away, and every now and then just take a quick glance to make sure it's still there. That pinpoint is pretty much there. Oh, it's lit. It's been lit the whole time. Okay, now let's carry this back over there and see if we can't light this fire. So I have my fire lay set up. I've got a little bit of kindling here that I've split. And I've got some fine branches on the chair. Here's that chunk of chaga. Still slowly smoking away. Now we have our little bird's nest. So now that we've got the fire established, we're going to get some water boiling, and then we're going to start prepping for lunch. I'm just going to rest this close to the fire. So when I process down that chaga, I take a fair sized plastic tub with high enough sides, and I put an old cutting board in the bottom, place the chaga on it, and I just break it up with my hatchet. But the reason for the high sides is because when you break it up, sometimes the pieces fly, and hopefully with the high sides it keeps most of it inside. Now usually by the time I'm done, there's a lot of powder and very, very small chunks, which I usually consider kind of useless. But this time I had an idea, and I bought a tea steeper. So I'm going to fill this with the fine pieces, and when the water's hot, it even has a chain with a small hook at the top, so I can fill this and stick it in my pot and let the chaga steep that way and see if that works. And that will extend how much chaga I have, because this was all gathered from the bottom of the pot. So while we're waiting for that tea, I'm going to start getting my stuff ready for lunch. Now I brought That's 3 large eggs with a bit of milk and some salt and pepper. I've got an onion and 1 clove of garlic. Some breakfast sausages. And some shredded cheese to go over top. I brought a piece of tin foil that I'm going to use as a cover over the pan when I'm ready to melt the cheese. But I think what I'm going to do is open it up, and I will lay it in the bottom of the pan for now and use it as a bowl to chop all my stuff and put it into. I guess we'll start with the pepper. Up next, the onion. Now the garlic. So here's all our veggies. Water's starting to boil. So we're gonna add in our tea, and I'm gonna place the hook just over the edge so I can retrieve it later. I'll back it up just a little bit away from the fire, not much. That way it'll stay hot, but it won't boil quite so much. Oh yeah, plenty of heat there. A little bit of olive oil. All right, get our sausages in there. Get that going. Now we'll add in the rest of our vegetables and fry it all at the same time. Why not? Yeah, that tea looks like it's ready. So I'm going to leave that close to there to get warm. Now, this has a little hook on it, so I'm just going to go find a branch and hang it and let it cool there. Now once that's cool, I can go back and get it, clean it out, put it back in my bag, ready for the next trip. Now, let's pour a cup of this tea, shall we? Oh, smells good. I should probably let that cool for a bit, but I never do. Oh, yep, hot, but good, very good. I think. Yeah, those are almost cooked. I'm gonna cut up the sausages into smaller chunks. Still can't believe I found this frying pan in the woods on a campsite. When I had gone in, I had seen a camper parked there, and when I went to leave towards the end of the day, he was gone, but he had left behind a couple of tarps that were all torn up and a few other things and a lot of garbage. And that pan was just hanging in the tree. So I took it home, cleaned it up. I've been using it all summer. It works fantastic. The things you find. Yes, I complain a lot about finding other people's garbage, but sometimes in that garbage you'll find a treasure. I wish I had smell-o-vision, because this is smelling really good. Give that just another minute or two over the coals. Okay. Now that's 3 eggs and just a tiny little bit of milk. Let's pour that in there. Get our tin foil over top and let that sit for a little bit. Now I brought some shredded cheese. So let's just pour that all over there. Replace our little cover and see what happens. Who's ready to see what this looks like? Oh yeah. Look at that. Who's ready to dig in? Very good. Let's get some of this. Potatoes. Now we've got some of the egg, some of the onions. Let's see if we can't squeeze a red pepper in there. Perfect. Oh. That is very good. I take my cutting board, put it under the pan so I can rest it on my knees. have a nice sip of tea. Oh. All right. I'm gonna eat this and we'll be back. That was delicious. But now the fire's just about out. I got one last cup of tea. Oh. Just going to enjoy the last little bit of this. And then I gotta pack up and head for home. It's always a pleasure having you come along with me. Any time out here is a great time. I take what I can get. Oh. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. And if you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.